Travis Kelce was the first to step down from the Kansas City Chiefs plane as it arrived at Denver International Airport. His expression serious, jaw clenched against the brisk Colorado air, his footsteps heavy on the tarmac. The sky was fading from blue to gray as the sun disappeared behind the city's tall buildings. A chill swept across the landing strip. But that didn't stop a crowd of fans and media who pressed against fences, calling out to the Chiefs and snapping photos. Even after a long flight, Kelce kept his head up, flashing a quick, crooked smile at a group of kids holding a sign that read, "Kelce, Denver still loves you." He waved, gave a thumbs up, and walked forward, duffel bag slung over his shoulder, not breaking stride as the rest of the team followed behind him. Some yawning, some looking focused, all wearing team jackets and pulling rolling suitcases. The team's bus waited nearby, engine rumbling, doors folding open as each player climbed aboard. Some players laughed about the flight. Others popped in earbuds and leaned back, eyes closed, already thinking about the game ahead. The bus rolled out, passing streets lined with orange and blue banners. Broncos fans waving and shouting, some booing but plenty yelling Kelce's name, showing his growing fame across the league. Inside the bus, the conversation shifted from jokes about airplane snacks and the latest NBA scores to quiet moments as the city lights blurred past. Everyone's focus sharpened as they neared the hotel. When the Chiefs stepped off the bus, another crowd waited, some fans holding out jerseys, others just hoping for a selfie or a signature. Reporters held microphones high, trying to get a comment. But Kelce just nodded, shook a little boy's hand to barricade, and led the team into the hotel lobby, the lights bright and the air buzzing with excitement. Hotel staff rushed to manage check-ins. Security kept a close watch, and the operations team handed out room keys, making sure every detail was handled so the players could settle in fast. In the elevator, teammates swapped stories and jokes, but Kelce kept them focused, reminding rookies to get plenty of rest and stick to their routines. Subscribe if you want more behind-the-scenes Chief stories. Once upstairs, players split off. Some dropped their bags and took quick naps. Others changed and headed to the hotel's makeshift recovery lounge, where trainers had set up massage tables, foam rollers, and tubs of ice water. The halls smelled like sports drinks and protein powder, the tension thick as everyone tried to get their bodies ready for the next day. Kelce checked his phone, sent some text to family, and touched base with a couple of coaches before taking a few quiet minutes to himself, sitting on the edge of his bed, eyes closed, steadying his breathing, running through plays in his head. He moved through his checklist methodically, not letting nerves or excitement slow him down. Down the hall, a group of linemen played cards, the sound of chips clinking and laughter echoing. In one room, a defensive coach went over film with two linebackers, tapping the screen to show how to slow down Denver's running game. Coaches drifted from room to room, checking in, reminding players to hydrate, eat, and get enough sleep. Kelce made his rounds, too, stopping to encourage a new receiver, sharing quick stories about his own rookie years, and making sure everyone knew what was at stake. The nutrition staff set out a buffet of pasta, chicken, veggies, and plenty of water and electrolyte drinks, knowing the altitude in Denver would be tough on everyone. Players moved through the line, piling up food but eating for energy, not for fun. The conversations drifting from football to music to families waiting back home. Some FaceTimed their kids or partners, showing them a view from their rooms, the city lights sparkling in the distance, while others closed their curtains and tried to catch a little rest, tuning out the city's noise. As the night went on, talk in the lobby turned to Taylor Swift, with rumors swirling she might show up to support Kelce in Denver. Some said her schedule was clear, but she didn't turn up at the airport or hotel, though everyone kept guessing and whispering her name. Kelce just laughed off the attention and got back to thinking about the game. The coaches kept working, holding meetings late into the night, breaking into small groups to go over tape, making sure every player understood the assignments and what needed to be done. The defense huddled for a final meeting, talking about how to contain Denver's offense and stop explosive plays. The offensive group, with Kelce and the quarterback in the lead, went over timing and protection, determined to read the Broncos' defense and find openings. On special teams, the coordinator talked with the kickers and returners, reminding them that field position could decide everything in a close game at this altitude. The leadership group, captains and veterans, met one last time, talking through the emotional ups and downs ahead, stressing that everyone needed to stay calm and united, especially with the Denver crowd expected to be loud and unforgiving. Subscribe now for all the latest Chiefs news. As midnight came and went, the hotel grew quieter. Outside, bars and restaurants filled up with people wearing orange and red. Televisions tuned to pre-game shows, highlight reels of old Chiefs-Broncos games replaying. Fans debating who would win. Inside, the hotel was peaceful, the sound of footsteps in the hallway and the faint noise of TVs the only signs of life. Kelce sat on his bed, headphones on, reviewing his routes one more time, picturing how he'd beat defenders, then texting his position coach a couple of last questions before finally shutting his phone and turning off the lights. He knew he'd need all his focus and energy for the next day. The Chiefs all understood what was coming. A tough game, a loud stadium, every mistake amplified, every chance critical. They'd have to play tough, tackle hard, move the ball sharp, and trust each other, relying on the preparation that got them this far. Some players toss and turn, nerves mixing with excitement. Others fell into deep sleep, dreaming of big plays and big moments. Downstairs, the security team kept watch. The operations crew checked schedules, and the kitchen staff prepped breakfast for the morning. The city outside never slept. But inside the Chiefs hotel, time seemed to slow as everyone waited for game day. When morning came, the players woke early. Kelce rolled out of bed, stretched, and looked out the window at the city just starting to stir. He dressed, grabbed a protein shake, and joined teammates in the dining area, where the mood was quieter but focused. Some players prayed. Others just stared at their plates. Everyone locked in. Coaches moved from table to table, offering last-minute advice. In the locker room, the sound of music thumped, shoes squeaked on the floor, and players taped their wrists, pulled on their pads, and checked their gear. Kelce led the team out for a short walkthrough, helmet in hand, going over signals and reminders, stopping to give a pep talk to a nervous rookie, his voice carrying through the tunnel. The hours ticked by, and the Chiefs boarded the bus for the drive to the stadium. Denver streets were packed with fans waving signs, shouting, cars honking, the atmosphere electric. At the stadium, Kelce was the first off the bus, leading his teammates through the tunnel, past the ground's crew and media, out onto the field for warm-ups. The stand slowly filled with orange and blue, but pockets of red showed Chiefs fans had traveled, too. The players ran, drills, stretched, and got loose. Coaches watching closely, adjusting plans right up until kickoff. Kelce caught passes, talked with his quarterback, and kept everyone loose, slapping helmets and cracking jokes. Minutes before the game, the team huddled, arms around each other, the locker room buzzing. The coach spoke quietly, then louder, and finally the team broke, shouting together, ready for battle. Out on the field, the noise was deafening as the Chiefs lined up, the crowd roaring, the Broncos across from them, just as ready. Kelce looked up at the stands, took a deep breath, and set his feet, ready for the first snap. The game was about to begin, and everything they'd worked for came down to these moments. Don't forget to subscribe for more Chiefs stories and game recaps, and stay tuned for every big play and every highlight from the field.